Since we've talked about phrasal verbs in lesson 1, let's learn a few more related to learning and discovery. Come on, you can do this. When you're studying, you can take up a course, that is, join a course. If you take up a course and you find it difficult, you can give up that course or drop out. Some students, mostly teenagers, sometimes skip class. Skipping class means not going to class without permission. Of course, if they do this too often, they fall behind. They don't learn what they're supposed to learn, and they see themselves behind the rest of the students. When you're a student, you must try to take in the new information you learn. To take in means to absorb. Sometimes you need to go over your notes to remember something, or look up and try to find some information you need. If you're doing great in your studies, you can use the phrasal verb to sail through to express this. You, for example, you are sailing through this course, aren't you? When you're investigating something, you need to analyse information and figure out what it means, understand it. Then, if you're lucky, you may discover something interesting. There are several phrasal verbs that basically mean to discover. For example, to come upon, to come across, to turn up, to pick up, to find out. Let's talk now about idioms related to learning. I love idioms. They're a great way to sound more native in English. In English, we say that something is common knowledge when it's something that everyone knows. For example, it's common knowledge that pollution is increasing. To draw a blank is to be unable to remember something. For example, I tried to remember what I had studied the night before, but I just drew a blank. When we can't understand something, we say that we can't make heads or tails of it. For example, I don't like physics. I just can't make heads or tails of it. When we have to spend a whole night studying, we say that we need to burn the midnight oil or pull an all-nighter. For example, she hadn't studied for the exam at all, so she had to burn the midnight oil. She had to pull an all-nighter. There's another expression that I really like, to put on one's thinking cap. It means to think very seriously or very hard about something. For example, I'll have to put on my thinking cap to solve this maths problem. What about when you're doing great? You can say that your studying is a piece of cake, a breeze, or a walk in the park. It means that you find it easy to study. When you've studied a lot and you've taken in all the information you needed to learn, you can say that you know it backwards and forwards. For example, she knows the history of the Roman Empire backwards and forwards. And when you get great qualifications, you pass with flying colours. For example, I didn't expect it, but I passed my grammar exam with flying colours. So, do you know what you'll say when you finish this course? I hope you say, "It was a walk in the park and I passed with flying colours."
Today's word to watch is responsible. Some of you may be tempted to change the I for an A, responsible, but that's incorrect. It's responsible and responsibility with an I. Write this one down, it's a very common mistake.